Today's vanilla chai banana bread recipe features Bigelow vanilla chai black tea and is part of a social shopper amplification for collective bias and its advertiser. You can find my post and more about this product in the link below. Hi, and thanks for tuning in. This is Danielle Simmons with SimWorksFamily.com, and today we're going to be showing you how to make a very delicious, quick bread, vanilla chai banana bread. It's the perfect way to use up all of your bananas that have gone a little too ripe, and also is a great way to incorporate some delicious flavors from this vanilla chai tea from Bigelow. I love taking a slice, curling up with a book, and sipping on some tea as I enjoy some me time while the kids nap. So for today's recipe, we're going to start out by putting our bananas into the mixer. I like to go ahead and put them in there first instead of waiting and mushing them up by hand, because if you have a stand mixer, why not use it, you know? So basically you're going to take your overripe bananas, got a little black going there. Those bruises are ones that my kids do not like. So this is the perfect recipe to use up the bananas that I have lying around that my kids won't touch. No waste. Here we go. Now that we have the bananas in here, I'm going to go ahead and lock in and start mushing them up. Now that our bananas are ready to go, we're going to go ahead and start adding all of the other ingredients in. I like to start out with the butter. You're going to be using 5 tablespoons of softened butter. You can also use melted butter if you have butter in the fridge that you need to soften up and it's a little too melted when you get it out of the microwave or wherever else you melt your butter. So I have the 5 tablespoons. We're going to go ahead and use 1/3 cup fat-free Greek yogurt. You can also play around with this, use vanilla yogurt, different flavors, whatever goes well with the spices and the flavors that we already have going into the bread. I'm then going to go ahead and add our teaspoon of vanilla. Now, even though we're using a vanilla chai blend, that'll still give it a nice flavor. And then we're going to start adding our eggs. I like to kind of add my egg, let it mix, and then add it again. And because I forgot to go ahead and make the pause, I'm going to go ahead and get it all mixed up in here at once. Once all of the ingredients are combined, we're going to go ahead and grab our sugars and add those in. We're going to be using a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of granulated white sugar. I haven't tried sugar in the raw yet, but my husband really likes it, so we might use that. Now that we have our banana mixture all ready to go, we're going to go ahead and start mixing our dry ingredients. First thing we're going to start with are 2 1/4 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. We're going to add to that 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt. The next step is our Bigelow vanilla chai tea, which I love to drink as well. You're going to go ahead and open up the package of the tea and open up the tea bag as well to let those spices out. Just mix that all right in. Now that we have everything in the bowl, we're going to go ahead and give it a whisk. Make sure everything's all incorporated in there and we don't have big clumps of flavor anywhere. Once that is completely mixed, we're going to slowly start adding it into our banana mixture. We don't want to create a mess as we add it in, so I usually try and do 1/4 cup at a time. That gives us some time to get it all mixed in. Now I'm using a great attachment for my KitchenAid mixer. It actually has little scrapers on the sides that scrape in all of that batter that gets thrown up on the sides of your bowl. Now usually this is the point in baking that I actually remember that I forgot to turn on my oven and preheat it. So I usually run over there and turn it on while everything's mixing together. And we're going to grab the last of this and mix that in. Every little drop. Now that everything is fully incorporated, we're going to go ahead and turn off the mixer and grab our pan for baking our banana bread. Once you have your baking dish, you're going to go ahead and butter the pan. I like to grab the leftovers of the butter that we included in our meal and just put it on all of the sides and on the bottom, making sure you get into each and every crevice and corner so that you don't have sticky banana bread. Now that the dish is buttered, it's time to put the batter into the pan and into the oven to bake. Now your bread is going to go ahead and bake in the oven from anywhere between 55 to 65 minutes, depending on your oven and the temperature that it's set at. That's why pre-setting that temperature is really important. So now that you've baked your vanilla chai banana bread, you're going to go ahead and take it out of the oven. This one right here took about 60 minutes to bake. Just poke it with a toothpick, make sure that it comes out clean, and then let it cool. I like to make sure that my banana bread cools completely before I serve it. But once it's completely cool, it's ready to go and fair game for anyone who wants a bite. I try and take a little bit of time for myself after I bake a delicious bread like this and enjoy a slice with a nice cup of hot vanilla chai tea before jumping in and letting the kids have a bit. Since it's nap time right now, I'm going to go ahead and enjoy my slice. For the full recipe and more, please visit my website, simworksfamily.com.